Dr. Berg back again. Today we're going to talk about the real benefit of collagen that people are not talking about, probably because they don't know. I want to talk about minor purposes of collagen first, and then I'm going to tell you the big one. Collagen can act as an antioxidant because it helps you increase something called glutathione, which is one of the main antioxidants in our liver that helps protect us. It helps us detoxify. One really cool benefit of collagen is it'll actually help your sleep cycles. Collagen is also really important in gut lining repair. To protect against leaky gut, for example, is a problem because one of the key amino acids in collagen is glycine. And glycine not only helps us detoxify poisons, but it's also essential in the deeper sleep cycles. And so when you don't have enough glycine, you will have sleeping problems. But now let me get into some really interesting things, because people actually think that if I consume collagen from food or a collagen powder, it's going to go in my body and go directly into my collagen and replace the collagen that I have or fulfill the need for collagen. That's not how it works. The great majority of the collagen that you get from your diet or a powder, like 90% of it, breaks down through the digestive system, gets absorbed into the blood as amino acids. So let me just show you something right here. When we eat protein or we have collagen, we have a series of amino acids connected in a chain. And when we get these smaller chains of individual amino acids, they're called peptide chains. So peptide is a chain of amino acids. And so when you eat collagen, the great majority of it, 90% of it, breaks down into the individual amino acids, but 10% of it actually is left as peptide chains. Now this is very, very important because peptides are signaling molecules. It's a very, very unique function. Even though when you're consuming collagen, you only get a small percentage of these peptide chains, this is a major role in signaling and telling your body to repair and rebuild the collagen connective tissue. And when I'm talking about repairing and rebuilding, I'm talking about triggering or stimulating certain genes that trigger these cells called fibroblasts, which are basically little cells in your body that make collagen. They also make elastin to make things more elastic, because collagen is not bone. It's a very flexible tissue, so to speak. And that's the hallmark of someone that's younger versus older. They're more flexible, they're more pliable, they're more resilient, they're more elastic, kind of like a rubber band. And when we lose that elastin, our tissues become wrinkled, they become rigid, we look older. And so we need both more collagen and more elastin. And consuming more collagen not only provides the raw material to build it, but these peptides also provide as a signaling molecule to tell our body what to do with this raw material. And what's even more interesting is if you compare that to eating a steak or a piece of chicken or an egg or a fish, you do not get this signaling molecule, okay? You don't get the peptide chain. When you consume muscle meat, when you consume egg, when you consume fish, when you consume whey protein powder, you're only getting the amino acids. And so what's so unique about collagen and what's so different about it is that you get a very powerful stimulus of making more collagen, of repairing collagen, of rebuilding collagen. And again, I'm talking about your skin, your nails, your ligaments, your tendons, fascia, your arteries. The next question is, how do we get more collagen? Yes, you could take a collagen protein powder, but you can also start eating collagen by consuming more skin on the chicken or skin on your fish. You can make different stews where you have different knuckle joints or cartilage from chicken in there and start boiling it down into the gelatin and making these different stews. Bone marrow is very high in collagen, but ideally you want to start doing nose to tail, okay? I mean, a lot of cultures do this. Chicken feet, they boil them down and they make these great dishes. When you consume grass-fed, grass-finished beef, for example, it's not as tender, but it's really filled with a lot more collagen because those animals have more exercise. They're a lot healthier than animals that have been put in a feedlot. They don't get much space. Their muscle becomes marbleized with fat, and it's super tender beef. Just realize with that, you're getting protein, amino acids, but you're not getting the collagen that we need for the repair and the rebuilding process. And one of the things that I do in the morning with my coffee is I'll put a little cream in there. I don't put any sugar or anything like that, but I will put some collagen powder in there, mix it up, dissolve it. It doesn't really give you any extra taste. It just gives it a more of a creamy flavor, but that's one way that I get my collagen. And also as a side note, there's other cofactors to allow this collagen to turn into body tissue. Like vitamin C is a very important cofactor. Biotin, trace minerals like copper are really important.